Yeah, he went to
Yeah.
Orlando, didn't he?
Says Googs is just playing golf now. That's all he's
Googs.
doing.
Googs. Go back to Googs. They had a good team. They had Googs, Monroe, that Fortiani, I believe.
On NC State.
Yeah,
Who was on like the NC State roster like in like 95?
95, I don't know. 95 NC State roster. We live, by the way. We
I'm
see
coming to you.
we've been having our conversations like we always do before the show. Cause I know, I mean, we should start letting y'all watch our conversations and let y'all chime in. You know,
Happy last day, Northern Virginia educators.
oh
Happy
yeah,
last day.
who is Fairfax was today their last day too?
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah. Kids, yep, they was the last day. Last day of school. Everybody was sitting there, some weren't even crying at all. Some just like, man, why am I crying? Some of them just bawled. I mean, like I seen boys crying, man. They like just crying. I was like, geez, man, you gotta cry that much.
Let them cry, JB. Let them
Oh,
cry.
yeah. All right, that 95 roster was not that good.
No, I don't even really recognize any names on there.
I mean, the guy they had that played in the NBA, I don't even Todd Fuller. You remember him?
Yeah.
You do? The
Center.
center?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were bad that year, Chris, in 94, 95. They were 12 and 15.
I'm looking up 95, 96 Georgia Tech roster. Who was on that roster? Is that that was
Best.
that was Marbury, Matt Harpering,
Oh, Marbury
Drew,
was there? Okay.
Drew Barry. Those are the main guys there. I remember that roster.
My man's was Travis Best. I was a huge Travis Best fan.
What year was that though?
Maybe he was 96, maybe 97, 98. No, Travis Best was maybe before Stephon Marbury.
I feel like he was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephon Marbury he didn't play with he didn't play any of those guys. I think remember he had Kenny Anderson played there, right? Who did Kenny Anderson play with? He played with Brian Oliver and Dennis Scott, right?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. And then you had that one guy named that Will guy who transferred from Arizona played there the year they went to the Final Four. Will Bynum was on their
Bynum.
team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Marbury played, oh my God, who is on his team?
Marbury was 94, 95.
I had him at 95, and that was Harpering. Matt Harpering was beast.
Mike Harpering played for the Utah Jazz for a long
Yes, he
time.
did.
What is that guy doing now?
He was tough, man. Harpering was tough, though. He was tough, a tough-nosed basketball player.
Yes, he was.
The
So let me
90,
look up
like the
92,
90,
90.
the 90-91 NC State Wolfpack team had four guys that went to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Monroe, Corciani, Gubiata, and Thompson. After that, they went to crap. I mean, I'm looking at their next best season. They had four. Finally, they had a winning season, and NC State been struggling like Syracuse. Ever since Syracuse joined the ACC, it's went downhill.
So Georgia Tech 92, 93. Remember James Forrest?
Yep.
Real
Yep.
big dude.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
You
yeah.
did not want to mess with that guy.
Yeah.
And
Very
then
good player.
Travis Best was on that team.
Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha.
So he was before. Drew Barry was also on that team as a freshman guard.
Okay.
Their big two were Best and Forrest.
Hey, Drew Barry, did he get drafted?
Drew Barry
Who?
did, I think.
Yeah, Drew Barry got drafted by the NBA.
He was drafted, yes.
Yeah.
You know who I was a fan of, like when we were like around that time, like probably 94. I was a big Rodney Rogers guy.
Rodney Rogers
Wake
was
Forest, Rodney Rogers.
He was
guy.
huge. He was dunking on dudes all the
Yeah.
time.
Left-handed guy.
Did everything well.
Yeah. Yeah, decent NBA.
That was
career.
like, see, that's like the heyday of college basketball where like you just knew all these guys because they all stayed for 3 or 4 years.
I know.
So all like, can you imagine right now if like your best guy stayed for 3 or 4 years, how good college basketball would be?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
I mean, it would basically be like half the guys in the NBA right now that are running the NBA or just in college.
Hmm.
But you would be like, they would all be like on like 15 teams probably. So it'd be like, you know what I mean? That's how it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was college basketball. Like guys don't get how good college basketball was. Like these kids now, like don't get how good college basketball was in the 90s. And I don't think they get how good like NBA on Sunday, like when they were like when you would hear like din, 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 you knew it was
Yeah.
on. Oh. You knew it was on then.
When Costas gave the opening, gave the like monologue.
Oh yeah, when he would come in,
Oh, that was
come in
sweet.
into the arena kind of thing. Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. Like it was like at that time, like when Jordan would be playing like on like Sundays, that stuff was like rivaling the NFL at that time.
Oh, it was amazing.
Like if he was on, you would be like going back and forth if he was on like on Sundays. It wasn't
Yeah.
like, oh, now like they don't even try to compete with the NFL now. If they like there's no way in the world, even if they put like a great game like the Christmas time.
Yeah.
But back then, if they had like the Bulls on like a Sunday, I don't even know if the NFL would have killed them. They would have been close.
Yeah.
It just shows you now it's like NFL is king.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah.
that, can I ask y'all something really quick?
Yes.
Is Steph Curry a point guard?
Like traditional, no, but I
I
think
say not even he is a lead guard who scores first. I don't think he should be he's
yeah,
not
but
even
most people traditionally
He
you
got
only have a
when he
shooting
when he
guard and a point guard. You don't have like a lead guard. Like you're just now making up positions.
but
when
you're
he
but
first came into the league, Joey, he was drafted as a point guard and he created a lot of assists. But as he evolved into the world's greatest shooter ever, he became more of a guard known for no
well
title.
that's like AI. AI is not a point guard.
But he was drafted as a point guard, and then AI started playing better when they played a point guard, a bigger point guard beside him, like Eric Snow. So he was basically a shooting guard. AI
Right.
was.
Well, the positions were created to so that you could identify them as far as the box score goes. So I just disagree. If I'm going to name the top 5 point guards in NBA history, I'm not going to put Steph there because
Well,
he's
that's the problem
Where
is
you
that
gonna
these
put him
young
then?
guys.
Where you gonna put him then, Joey?
as a top guard.
Okay, name your top guards then NBA history right now. Top five.
Shooting guard or point guard?
No, guard. I know guard. Give me your top guards.
Guards. Jordan,
Okay.
Magic,
Okay.
Steph,
Okay.
Kobe.
Okay.
Those are those are
He's
those are,
four.
those are 4 of them.
You got to have one more.
I have
One
one
more?
more.
One
Probably
more just
Oscar Robertson.
one more just guard.
Yeah. Big O. Elgin Baylor. Who you gonna leave out? D Wade. You'll leave D Wade out.
I feel like you got to. I mean, I would go probably Oscar probably in mine.
Jerry West. Is it Jerry West the guard? The logo?
Is he a guard or a
He was
small?
a guard. Play guard.
Joey can't even. He's got it.
It
He
don't
doesn't want
matter,
to
Joey.
be
Guess
locked in.
what? Guess what? It don't matter.
He's
They're
not
all
a
great.
point guard
They're all
though.
great. How about you didn't even name Isaiah Thomas? Probably
Well-
the best small guard of all time.
I think Isaiah Thomas is the second best point guard ever. I
Who's
don't
number
think
one?
I don't
Magic?
Magic.
What does Chris Paul rank?
I think Chris Paul has a chance to be the number 3 or number 4 guy.
Taking him over John Stockton?
They're very similar.
At least John Stockton went to 2 finals.
I think and Chris Paul has only been to 1. I think I'm leaning more.
Has he?
Yeah. I think I'm leaning more towards CP3.
Was Chris Paul on that Suns team, right?
Yes.
That lost to the Bucks.
Yes.
I forgot about that. Okay.
That's a tough one.
It's a tough one. I mean, it's all tough
I mean,
stuff,
I
man.
would say at this point, NBA and is almost positionless in guard, forward,
Right.
even center at times. Like if you
That's
look at
right there, that is a good lead into our second question. What you talking about traditional point guards and positionless basketball.
Yeah.
That's a good lead in, Chris. So hold that thought, Chris.
But you could even lead into our first question, because if you look at a guy like Chet doesn't play a traditional center at all. Like if he was imagine him in the 90s.
Yeah, he'd be broken in 2.
He'd be Sean Bradley, but not even as big, right?
Yeah.
He'd be broken in 2.
Yeah, where Hartenstein would probably be the better 90s center.
No doubt. And he'd be a small center in the 90s.
Yeah, he would be smaller.
Yeah. But anyway, is OKC in trouble? Are they in trouble? Are they in trouble, Joey? Is OKC in trouble?
And
Chris,
JB, you did call it. You were the one saying, "Hey, this is going to be a series," and we were all denying it.
I do what I do sometimes. I'm not
baby.
I'm not perfect.
We did all say that Indiana does match up really well. However, I just didn't think that they were going to outplay them in certain moments the way that they actually did. Is OKC in trouble? Buttons? Slightly. Slightly. My concern with them is, well, one, they blew game. Is this a theme that the Pacers just steal a game 1 from everybody that they had no business winning?
Mm-hmm.
They blew game 1. It's concerning with OKC.
A little bitter. You sound a little bitter.
Yes. I am still bitter, JB. I think the most concerning thing with OKC, I mean, SGA is having his issues. I can't blame him because Indiana's bigger and they are very, 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 very physical. But I don't like that OKC's offense seems to be stopped, and they seem to be doing a lot of ball pounding instead of moving the ball. And the Pacers just keep on doing their thing of moving the ball. Even when they get blown out, they still have 22, 23 assists. So even though SGA has not necessarily played really well, they have to figure out a way to move the basketball a little bit more, because they do have guys around SGA who can hit open shots and who can create their own shots also. So slightly they are in trouble. Slightly. They just have to be a lot better. And they can't let a guy like TJ freaking McConnell come on and give the spark that he did and look like the best player on the freaking floor. And stealing inbounds passes, multiple, that's crazy.
2 of them.
That's crazy. Right at the baseline. I mean,
that's what that guy is, though. He's a little scrappy.
Yeah, he definitely is.
But that's your boy, Chris.
That's right. I love me some McConnell.
You love some McConnell.
Yeah, he's a fantasy, because he's a guy you can pick up for cheap, and he's gonna get you. He's never gonna get you 15, but he's gonna get you the other ones.
Definitely. I still think OKC can absolutely win the next 3, but the ball has to move better, and their big men have to be better, because Indiana's big man is playing better than both of them, which is a surprise because Cat destroyed Turner in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Everybody, they cannot guard. But
Cat
OKC don't have
destroyed him.
nobody like Cat. They have a big physical big man that can drive to the basket like Cat
Yeah.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you look at Chet, many times yesterday, especially, he's catching the ball at the 3 and trying to blow by, and that was getting Turner was blocking multiple ones of those where he was just trying to like the game. It was late. He blocked one where he was trying to get to the bucket because you can get a body on Chet and bump him. You're not if Towns gets the ball like that, you're not bumping him off like you would Chet. You know what I mean? I feel like Chet showed last night why he's really good, but he also showed last night why he had some growing pains in his game because of his build.
Mm-hmm.
So you can move him off the ball. I mean, I don't feel like Turner's played that well. I feel like the Pacers have shown in this series and every series they do enough. They always kind of stay tethered to that team. Maybe not in game 2, but in game 1 and then last night, it never feels like, as you're watching, it never feels like OKC. Like, when you would watch Minnesota games, you'd be like, this game's done. You know what I mean? Like, you would already be like, this game is over. You could just sense it. Where I feel like the whole time in game 1, even though they would get up by a good amount, it never felt like this game was done. You know what I mean? Because Indiana would bring it back down, and then it would go up a little bit. They bring it back down. It was like they could never get like consistent. And like last night, you would watch Indiana, it was like, okay, they would get like maybe up by 2, like OKC would get up by 2, up by 4. Indiana would, you know what I mean? Like they were kept trading blows.
Yeah.
And I feel like Indiana is they just keep coming at you no matter what. And if you don't, every team in the playoffs this year has not been able to just like put their foot down and like, put the foot on the throat and just finish it. And that's the problem. They just hang around. And then it's not necessarily that the best team always wins. They just find, like Neesmith hit a big one last night. Like they just find ways to, like Nembhard, they just got a really deep bench, and their bench right now is outplaying OKC's bench. Jalen Williams showed up a little bit last night. I mean, SGA is still getting his, but I feel like if Jalen Williams is not playing as well, because that was your one worry, Joey, anyway, with them was going to be the reason you didn't trust OKC at the beginning was if a team wants to throw everything at Shea, but also to say, let Shea get his, where else are you going to get your buckets from? And I feel like nothing else is really coming easy with them. They don't shoot the ball. Like the guys like Wallace is a decent shooter, but like Caruso is not a great shooter.
Right.
Like they don't like Jalen Williams isn't a great outside shooter. Shea isn't really a great outside shooter. He can shoot threes, but that's not like Indiana has better outside shooters than them for sure. And then if you're turning OKC over like they were last night, you're beating them at their own game. So I feel like at one way you would go, okay, well, we dominated game 1. We were most likely going to lose one of them probably at home anyway, right? You were probably thinking you usually have one of those games anyway in the finals. Really, it just comes down to we would be talking differently if they were able to close game 1 out. You know what I mean? We wouldn't even be saying anything. But the thing is, when you look at Denver did the same thing. Denver came back in game 1 to take game 1. OKC beats up them on a pretty good in game 2. They go back to Denver. Denver smokes them in game 3. And then OKC just rattles off the, they go into game. They win the next, 2, right? I think it goes 1-1 or whatever, how it went. And then they smoke them in game 7. That game wasn't even close. So they probably are nervous because they're like, hey, this team is better than everybody who's giving them a chance. But we've been here with Denver in this exact same scenario, losing a game, giving away a game, and then we still got the MVP. We still got the best player on the court every night. That always gives you an advantage. They just gotta figure out how to stop turning the ball over like they did last night.
They in trouble? No. If they lose game, they lose tomorrow night. They will
Oh,
be.
they're in real big trouble then.
They in trouble. They lose tomorrow night. They lose tomorrow night, then I can say they in trouble. That means they got to win 3 hot. And the good thing about them is they got a really good record. I think they only lost 2 games after a loss in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I mean, that's usually what they do is they kind of.
Yeah,
I
they
will
bounce
say though
back.
that the Indiana crowd, they're itching for a championship.
tough.
That crowd is into it. They're loving it.
They are.
Mhm.
They're feeding them, and then when you got guys like McConnell, they're giving it right back to the crowd, and it's becoming a tough place to play there.
It is.
So they're a likable team. I mean, if you want to see teams like this that are like, that aren't, and this will go kind of in our second question of like, they're not like just superstar heavy. This is probably the least superstar team we've seen in a long time. When else have we seen a team that's led by a less of a big names than this?
Toronto, when they won the championship.
Toronto, yeah.
Yeah.
All they had was Kawhi. Wait, Kawhi was considered
Kawhi's bigger than Halliburton.
Yeah.
Probably freaking that Detroit team in the 2000s.
Yeah, they had more All-Stars though. They had like
they had Hall of Famers on there.
Yeah. They had Billups, Hamilton, Wallace.
Both Wallaces.
Yeah, and Tayshaun Prince.
Yeah, they're a solid team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Big game tomorrow night.
Huge game.
Huge game.
Good game, like cliches. We all know it's a big damn game. Okay, it's Indiana can take a commanding 3-1 lead. And let me guess, the last time a team came back from 3-1 was the Cavs against Golden State.
We need a Draymond situation here. Some kicks to the nuts, please.
No kicks to the midsection.
I'm usually pretty chill when I'm watching the game, but last night they had me up like I was like Wojo on the court. I was on the ground.
Your boy was out there putting in work, man. You love your boy, TD out there doing work. You get excited.
I'll take that though. I'll take that. I mean, obviously, I want OKC to win, but I think that I do love me some McConnell. So I was reading that because I was reading how crucial he was. He averaged 35 a game in high school.
Oh, he was a beast. He went to Duquesne first.
They said his sister is on Phoenix, I think, was like also crucial in college.
She plays on Phoenix Mercury?
Yeah, she's on the Mercury.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I saw he like wore a jersey in one of the games.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think there must be an athletic family.
So is Tyrese Halliburton a superstar? Is he a superstar? And what's the definition of a superstar in the NBA?
I'll go first. And for me, I think he's got superstar tendencies. For me, a superstar is a guy that kind of can transcend the sport. So he's a person that not just like hardcore basketball fans know, but he's a guy who kind of if you're a sports fan, you probably, for the most part, know who that is. And there's very few of those guys. I mean, even at this point, I would say just now SGA has gotten to that level, and even he is still I still feel there's just so few actual superstars. I feel like Halliburton's got a ways to go. I mean, this right here, this finals and this playoffs has helped him. But before this, we all just thought, yeah, good player, a fringy all-NBA level guy. But I think for him, he's just so inconsistent that, like he has to be able to do this more consistently because he has a personality that's a likable guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever see his interviews. His like voice will change like watch him when he talks. It'll change like mid he had like a thing about it. Like he even mentioned it. Like, have you seen him, Joey? Like mid interview, his voice will go like higher pitched, and he's like, I don't even know why it
I
does
heard
it.
his interviews.
Yeah, it's like it's weird, but yeah. So I mean, I feel like he's not there yet. I think he has the tendencies, but I feel like he's
Yeah.
way behind some of the other guys. You know, I mean, is he above like a Devin Booker? I don't even know if he's above him yet. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of guys still in that range that are stars.
Mm-hmm.
This is helping him, but
Superstar. I mean, I got a quote for y'all, Miss Joey. I got a little quote from y'all from one of the superstars from back in the day. What he says the true definition of a superstar is.
all right,
I'll
let's
wait to
hear it.
let Joey talk.
Okay. I will piggyback off of Chris. I also believe
Love to piggyback.
he has his superstar moments, but I don't see him as a guy that you have to sort of stop him if anything if for you to win. You have to he's not going to be the guy that can single-handedly will his team to a dub. He is an all-star. He's an outstanding player, but there are very few superstars. I don't think SGA has gotten there. And like Chris said, someone like a Devin Booker. Devin Booker, I'm more worried about coming out there to will his team to a dub and score 40 over someone like Tyrese Halliburton. So I don't think he's going to ever get there, and which is absolutely fine. He's an all-star. He's a very good player, but he is no
He's better
superstar.
than an all-star. He's an all NBA player.
True.
Yeah,
All NBA.
True.
he's that level. To me, he's that level of guy. He's a guy who's probably every year is going to compete for second to third team, kind of fighting in that. I just don't see him. But again, if we asked 4 years ago, would we have seen Shea get to that level? All of us probably would have said no. Like
4 years ago, that OKC was tanking, so probably not.
yeah, I mean, we would have said, yeah, really, we would have said with Shea, yeah, really, really good player. But if the Clippers would have seen an MVP level guy in him, you think they'd
Wouldn't have
get rid of him?
traded him.
Yeah,
Right.
probably not. So,
Right.
like, just because you're not that now doesn't mean he
Right.
can't evolve into that guy. But right now, if you said I have to pick one way or another, is he ever going to become it? I would say no, but doesn't mean he can't evolve into that guy. I mean, remember Giannis? Giannis took years to get to where he was.
Yeah. James Harden was a superstar, but he's had better playoff moments than James Harden.
He is way more. I'll tell you, he's more clutch than probably everyone in the league right now.
Yeah.
He's the last guy in the NBA that you want taking a shot against you.
You're right about that.
So, Joey Mans Magic Johnson, who he mentioned, said a superstar is a person who can go on the road and sell the building. Simply, I'm going to see that person. You gotta be box office. A superstar gotta say, man, or you're running home from the office and saying, oh, I gotta go see him play. He named guys
I
like
would
Larry Bird,
completely
Shaq,
agree.
Kobe, Michael Jordan, and then I guess really they say the superstars of the day really the obvious examples are a lot of guys who are elite players, but do you really feel you got to go home and see them play? Do you really do you got to go on TV? Man, I got to go see Jason Tatum play.
Right.
There's not. That's why I said there's not a lot.
Do I
of those
got to
guys
see
in-
Devin Booker play? Anthony Edwards or Donovan Mitchell? Now, do you got to say you want to see LeBron play? Probably.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Giannis, yeah, and
Yeah.
the Joker. And then they said that Luka and Victor. I mean, I'm just reading this article about the guys who are on the edge or on that verge of stardom.
Wembanyama's going to get there.
Wemby
Even
will get there.
Giannis, he cut his hair. He's like, he went to a Buddhist
Yeah.
temple.
He's a monk now.
He's a
Yeah.
monk. The dunking monk.
I will say because I used to go with my dad a lot to see Wizards games, like pretty good amount. And we saw when the Bulls came into town and
Okay.
and this was like in the peak, I can't remember the exact year, but it was like there's just a complete different energy and excitement when he comes to town. And you can tell, okay, and I mean, obviously that's the extreme, that's the height that no one else is getting to, but you know the vibe probably at a lesser level, where if you're seeing Halliburton or Booker, you're not getting that. I mean, anywhere close to that same vibe.
I can tell you this: when Boston first got the big three, they were like that when it came to the Wizards games.
Oh yeah,
they were like that. And anytime Allen Iverson played there, it was like that.
Yeah, he's another guy who it's like it's a different. It's just a different energy in the building. It's just like everybody's. It's just like everybody's just like it's like a concert, you know, when when the band's about to come out or the artist is about to come out.
LeBron was there as a rookie. I went to his first game as a rookie and it was at downtown. It was like that.
I mean that's how you know. That's how you know that it's like you get that feeling where as good as Halliburton is, he just is not there yet. And that's what I'm saying. I don't even know if Shea gets there yet. He's a great player. I don't know if he and a lot of it is because of how he plays as well. You would still have it.
Great, he's old school. He's old school.
Yeah. He's the guy in the gym that's
particularly he's not above the rim. And he's not shooting threes.
Yeah.
He's methodically pulling up for mid ranges and creating and going to the foul line.
Right.
He's
there's times old school. He'll definitely do some stuff like even like a couple of times last night where he dribbled through I think he went through two guys, maybe dribbled through two. I think it was last night. I mean, there's times where he does some pretty incredible stuff, but you know, you're not. I mean, it's kind of like the Joker's the same way. You have to really You're not gonna necessarily pull up a mixtape of the Joker and be wowed. But if you watch,
he throw a pass like, oh my goodness.
If you watch the game, you really start to see how good he is.
Yeah, he throw the passes, the knockdowns. Yeah, he's a baller. So Halliburton is on the verge, though. I mean, if they pull off this championship, people know about him next year. He'll start getting that treatment next year of being a superstar or getting towards that level.
Well, that's the thing. If you rattle off a couple championships, it doesn't matter. You're now must see because your team is that good, and so you become that.
Yeah.
You have become a star regardless because you're just that level. Like Tim Duncan doesn't have much of a personality. He doesn't have a game like that, but he became a superstar because his team was so good every year.
The
big fundamental.
The big fundamental, what Shaq called them. Shaq was giving everybody nicknames. The big fundamental.
That's right. He was sweet.
Baller. Straight baller.
All right, here we go. Talk about some football. Everybody I think Chris hooked me up with the wide receivers who are trading, who are changing teams this year. What kind of grade we gonna give them about their situations? We got a couple guys. We got DK, Devontae Adams, Debo, George Pickens,
call them out,
and Cooper Kupp. We're gonna give them some grades to see where they fall, for this new season and their new teams with their new quarterbacks. So I know I got the spreadsheet somewhere here.
I'm not sure if there's anyone else we wanted to throw on there, but
is there any? I mean, only thing I could think of. I was thinking about.
You got Diggs in New England. Is he
Diggs in New England? He out there he's partying and doing some kind of pink drug with women.
He is partying. Sure can party.
Who else is a receiver big name receiver that changed teams that could have an impact? Can you think of any others?
I think that's about it.
Let me see.
I'll throw Diggs on there. Is he healthy?
You never know that dude.
Has been participating in OTAs, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, okay. Okay, well then he's healthy.
I think he has.
Stephon Diggs. Type his name being it said Stephon Diggs boat video. First thing it said.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
you could also go the guy who replaced him, Christian Kirk, might have a decent season at Houston.
Oh, yeah. Even though he's pretty much all these guys are all mostly going to be second fiddles, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because the main guys, all these guys got except for only one guy on here is to me seems to be the main guy, and that's going to be DK.
DK.
Yeah. All right, so Diggs is with the Patriots. So this segment should go by pretty quick. Let's see. I got it up, ready to go. I'm sure Joey can. I think everybody can see it. There you go. I'm looking at the screen right now. Look at that. We can see it. Let me put this right here. All right. All right. Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
Got it, JB.
All right, good. All right. You got DK. You got DK Metcalf. DK got a glow up real quick, didn't he? Because he went from he went from Mason Rudolph or Will Howard to Joey's favorite quarterback.
Oh,
Or
A-Rod.
how is the Godfather feeling now, Joey?
Godfather has not said anything about Rodgers signing. I would think that he is slightly disappointed.
Oh, okay.
What
All
did
right.
he wanted to roll with who?
He was ready to grow with anyone else but him.
Why was he so against it? What were they gonna do? Is he
He's
just
just
tanking?
I don't- when it comes to the Godfather and his Steelers, the Godfather is an old school Steelers guy. He is the ultimate team, not me. And of course, Aaron Rodgers sort of seems like he's a me and me. So that does not that doesn't make the
I
Godfather.
love me some me.
Yes, he
If
does.
you ever see a log
He
like this floating
definitely
on
does.
water, be cautious.
I love me some
Not as
meat.
effective as he once was. Clearly, I mean, because he's older.
All right.
So
So DK, I am going to give DK a B. Not an A because Rogers is old, but Rogers likes to throw the ball to one guy.
who he trusts.
And I mean, DK is the man in Pittsburgh. It's who else you got there? Roman, you got Roman Wilson, Calvin Austin. You got Pat
Who?
Move? Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna give him a B. Where you going with, Joey?
JB, I'm gonna go A.
Okay. I wasn't gonna be that strong with it, but okay.
Somebody's got to catch a freaking ball there.
Yeah. Give me for Metcalf and his numbers, I'm gonna go A+ for him. I feel like you look at the situation, he went from a Smith Najigba coming in and stealing his touches. Pickens leaves, so you got no number 2. I mean, you look Wilson had 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 101 catches last year.
Yeah.
With Rodgers. If Metcalf pulls that off, then I mean he's now a top 7, 8 guy in the league again.
Yeah.
What did Adams do last year?
I'd have to look. So
when he went to
So I mean, if he's carrying at least one guy getting 1,100 yards and 100 catches, Metcalf is loving that.
Yeah.
Because that receiving room with Adams and Wilson was better than anybody that Metcalf is playing with. Now the problem might be But we do know, like you said, he forces the ball to the guys he likes.
He will do that.
And I would think Metcalf is probably a better red zone threat than Wilson, even though Wilson's good. Metcalf can probably go up and get balls that Wilson can't get.
Yeah, he can. I
agree. We know he's going to force him in the end zone.
Yeah.
So he might have a big time glow up, as JB said.
Yep. I'm happy about it. But yeah, he should do well. What about Devontae Adams going to the Rams? Devontae Adams to the Rams, because what you gonna give him? He's taking over. He is going in there. Cooper Kupp's out, and Adams comes in. What do you think?
I mean, for me, that's another one. Probably not as strong, but I'll go B+ here because McVay is an incredible coach. Stafford has still got it. Cooper Kupp, we saw he's a couple years removed from being a
Triple Crown.
Was he Offensive Player of the Year?
Yeah,
I think.
Triple Crown
think so.
too. And MVP Super Bowl.
And we've also seen them show an ability to carry two guys to elite seasons. So I don't think you're worried so much about that. The run game, like the offense there is already there. They're just waiting to plug and play somebody else. So Cooper Kupp has been injured, so McVay's just waiting to have a second guy. So for me, it's a season where he's loving where he's at right now, I'm sure.
Yeah. JB, I'll give Devontae Adams a B.
Not loving it as much.
Not quite as much, even though I was very close to a B+. A lot of the same reasons. I just like the fact that he's a mature guy who just is trying to get another ring, trying to get another opportunity to play. Well, I don't know.
Ring.
He's never been there. He's tasted a little tiny bit. So now this is his best chance to get to a Super Bowl. Now that he's an old guy now. So
and we'll see what true IQ wise, because that was the thing Cooper Kupp was always bringing to the table is those two, when they were on that 1 year and those couple years that him and Stafford were truly killing it.
Yeah.
Stafford was looking for Kupp all the time, and Cooper Kupp was just finding ways to get open all the time. He was just a high IQ guy that could just find a way to get open. Adams has never really shown that, so we'll see what kind of guy he is asked to be in this offense. Because I think Puka's more like that.
I'm gonna give Adams a B as well, because I mean, if I had to go between Stafford and Rodgers right now, honestly, I would go with Stafford.
Stafford.
We agree with you.
Stafford's still got something left in the tank.
I think also the way he played against Philly in the snow just shows you what he still got.
Still got a cannon, still can run that offense. You still got McVay that offense is still one of the best in the league.
Yep.
Constant ground.
Yeah. Debo to the Commanders, I'm gonna give that a C. I don't know. From what I seen last year, Debo looked real heavy. I don't know if he's the same player. And he's going from probably one of the best offensive coaches in the league.
Right.
To I don't know what's Washington, how they're gonna use him this year. So I'm giving him a C right now. For fantasy, I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
I'm gonna give this a B-.
Okay.
I think this can be something that can unlock the offense to go to another level, better than they were last year. You have both guys on the outside that can give a defense problem. I think it was a very good trade to help your young stud quarterback.
I'm with JB. Not so much that it's just he's a guy who at his peak, which we've seen, he's a complete mismatch in the way Shanahan was able to use him. He was really unlike any player in the league, which is why he probably got overpaid because of it. But we've also seen him battle injuries, battle some weight, not be that guy. And then once he's once he gets heavy, once he's not as quick and not healthy, he's a shell of himself. So it's one of those things where, and then he's just almost a waste on the field and a waste of a contract because he's not nearly that guy. So this is a guy who's I wouldn't surprise me if he's horrible, but you also wouldn't surprise me if they find a way to use him and he's motivated to be that guy and just comes out and kills. So,
which I think he is.
I mean, hopefully he, has a bounce back because he wasn't very good at all last year. So, George Pickens, give me a B. I think an upgrade for sure from the who's throwing him the ball, who's next to him on the other side. The only thing, of course, that worries me is an attitude thing, but another guy who, if he plays at his peak and he can kind of keep that, as JB says, at bay, then I feel like he's a perfect fit for exactly what they need. I think Dak's going to love him because he's going to be able to just catch 50-50 balls, that sort of thing. I just really is just like a T.O. light where if how quickly does he ruin the locker room is really right. But I think he'll be on his best behavior at least for 1 year. And also, this is a contract year, so he needs to.
Yes, it is.
He does not want anything floating around that, he's a cancer in the locker room. He needs to be on his best behavior and just go out and ball out. So I'm going to give him a B just because I feel like he's going to this year.
I'll join with a B. Ceiling is very high. The only thing that concerns me is when that stud on the other side is getting all of your freaking targets. Are you going to take a snap off here and there?
And start wrestling with the defensive back.
Yeah.
He loves that move.
Complain to your young rookie head coach? Are you going to complain to the owner?
He's going to come off and throw the helmet down.
You could definitely see a lot of that happening if they can find a way to give him the targets and the touches that he's looking for. My goodness, this Cowboys offense can be yikes.
Would you give Majority a B as well?
B, JB.
B. All right, I'm going with an A. And this may sound this is not Homer. This is facts. This will be the best Cowboys duo at receiver in years.
30 years?
No,
Irvin and Harper.
They should be better than Irvin and Harper.
Oh,
I mean, Dez and T. Will that was the last good combination.
Yeah.
I mean, Amari Cooper and Gallup both had 1,000-yard years together 1 year. And I believe this duo is better than that duo.
Right.
So I think Pickens has a chance to make a huge impact. He may not have as many receiving yards or catches as Cooper, but this guy can have 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns this year in this offense.
Easily.
With an upgrade at quarterback. So we'll see. I could be wrong. Cooper Kupp, I'm going to give a B-. He gets Sam Darnold as his QB. Sam Darnold played well last year, but that's when he had Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. And Cooper Kupp's going to a team where he basically is playing the same position as their main guy. Aren't they the same guy, but the other one's younger?
Yeah, pretty much.
JSN blew up last year, but he blew up mainly in the slot. And mainly after kind of Metcalf, I don't know, Metcalf just fell off the ledge at one point. I think he got hurt. So
he did.
I don't know. Is Kupp washed? I don't know, but we'll see. He's still a good receiver, great hands, quick in small places, and in a kind of phone booth type guy.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Super high IQ.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna give it a B, JB.
Okay.
Great pro. Just a great, great pro. Does his job well. Just
I'm
goes
gonna
to
go.
work.
I'm gonna go C here only because I feel like just a downgrade in the offense. You go from McVay, who's one of the great innovators right now. He has that relationship that has taken years to develop with Matthew Stafford. They always were on the same page. We're also hoping for no regression from Sam Darnold, who, while he had a great year last year, is what's the Sam Darnold we're going to see? And also now he's not the focal point of the offense, which he's been for a while. So I think it's just going to happen. Still a great guy, great. I feel like he's a guy who would coach JSN up, be able to get him to, and it's another thing where Cup's game is never built purely on just being the best athlete on the field. So he's always still going to get his and have his moments. But I feel like it's just a downgrade on the team itself. So, and the coach. So I feel like it's just a little bit of a downgrade for me. So
Yeah.
Diggs, I mean, he wasn't Diggs to me. I'm going to say, give me a D plus here for him. I feel like he looks a little bit washed, was never like the best athlete, but just found a way to always excel on the field. I don't know how motivated he is. He's coming off an injury. Everyone kind of thought he was going to blow up as the Texans kind of number one there, and Nico just kind of blew past him. He had an all right season until he got injured, so he's coming off of injury anyway. So who knows how athletic he's going to be. And I feel like the Patriots as a whole just are not good at all. So just a downgrade in every way for him. So to me, yeah, I'm going to go D plus here.
I'll go C minus.
C minus.
Only thing that worries me with him, of course, there are more than a few receivers who can show diva-like tendencies, and he is definitely one of them. And I don't like the fact, well, even though I really trust the head coach, I don't necessarily like the idea of Diggs getting upset and ruining things with my young quarterback.
My quarterback.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chris for basically the same reasons. Okay, D plus, maybe. All right, Christian Kirk. Who go with?
Who?
I'm gonna go with. Let me see. We got so.
I mean, he should be too, but they did draft a couple guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a C, and the reason why is, Hank Dell is not coming back. So this will give my man CJ Stroud another kind of inside weapon.
Slot. Yeah, he's a slot
weapon that Tank Dell was. So
yeah.
I think I think that will help the Texans, and Christian Kirk will be familiar with all the teams in that division because he's from the Jags, which kind of helps him out as well. So yeah, I think Christian Kirk will have a decent season, though Nico is the one that if you're doing fantasy, that's the guy you're looking for. He's gonna if he doesn't get hurt, he should be drafted in the first or early second round.
Yeah.
All right, Joey.
Kirk, C plus.
C plus.
Outstanding pro.
Everybody's outstanding pro, huh?
He definitely is one of them guys. He's an old guy, he's not that old. Goes to work and actually works.
Joey's he's a lunch pail guy.
He is a lunch
Brings
pail
in
guy.
the old lunch pail, and
he's a lunch pail guy.
I'll go C plus here as well. I feel like there's passes to be had now with Dell and Diggs gone. And they do throw the ball a good amount. Now you drafted those two guys, but I would feel like one of the guys is kind of the outside guy from Iowa State. The other one is the inside guy. So I feel like early on, especially when teams are going to be looking to not let Nico kill them, Kurt can work underneath. And Stroud, for even having a great year last year, as far as or not having as good of a year last year, he still put up. He was just turning the ball over, but that really doesn't affect. We saw Tank Dell. We've seen Stroud be able to carry multiple receivers to big seasons now 2 years in a row. So I think he can go out and do it again, and you're hoping he even has a bounce back to do even more. But we saw Diggs and Dell and Nico were all on pace to have really good years.
Yeah.
He can carry, this team can carry multiple receivers to being able to put that. And yeah, we know Nico, but Nico's going to get his. It's just, and especially if Kurt can be able to kind of be the slot guy underneath, they like to throw the ball. So I feel like C+ here. But I probably could go B. Give me a B here, actually.
Giving him a B. Look at that.
Give me a B.
All righty. There you
Bud's
go.
got to fill his in. He'll
fill it, man. I wonder what the how these guys would look, in the draft, and do y'all have any of these guys on your teams in your dynasty?
I have none of those guys.
None of those guys, Joey.
I don't think so.
I don't know what your team is, Joey.
Mine are all way young. Mine are all younger.
I do have DK. So you guys give him A's, put a smile on my face.
You're like, I'll take that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's definitely going to put up some big numbers.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're on to our top coaches in the top 6 coaches in the Power 4 that are under the most pressure to win this season. So I even did a spreadsheet.
Win. We know where Joey's going. Actually, Joey hates on about this whole list. So this is like Joey's list right here. He hates on all these guys.
Yeah.
There you go, Joey. Get a chance to
just rip some buttholes.
Yeah. All right. So we go from 6 to 1. Six to 1.
So 1 is in our thing, 1 is the guy who needs it the most.
Needs it the most. Like my dad say, I need it.
He needs it the most.
The
hottest.
All right. So here we go. Joey, who you got there at number 6?
Number 6, JB, I'm going to put Virginia Tech, Brent Pry there.
Oh, wow.
Blacksburg is starving. Blacksburg has not been
P-R-Y?
P-R-Y. Sorry.
Yeah, it is P-R-Y, yeah.
Blacksburg is starving. Blacksburg hasn't
had
been
nothing
relevant
since Mike Vick.
Almost. They've had some success after.
I know, but they haven't been good in years.
True. They haven't. When your most relevant game is the last game against UVA every year, that is a problem.
They haven't been the same since Beamer left. Okay,
True.
let's be real.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
That's not a bad pick, Joey.
All right. My number 6. I'm going with Lincoln Riley, USC. It just, he went to USC, high profile.
Yeah.
Putting all these Heisman winners should be winning.
Yeah, so I judge this a little bit. It's kind of like you guys are. I took it as, for me, and I knew this was either way. That's why I said pressure. How you say, like, Pride needs to win, which I agree. But I'm looking at it also. Mine was a lot of coaches who are really high-level coaches that I also want to win. So my first pick was, I put Dabo there as he has to win. There's pressure on him.
Yeah.
It's a different sort of pressure than Pry.
Uh-huh.
because we know he's going to probably win 10 games, but there's still pressure.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, my second one, JB's boy already just said that. I put Lincoln Riley there at 5.
Okay.
Right.
Lincoln Riley.
Lincoln Riley since 2021, I wrote 36 and 16. Dabo is 40 and 14.
Mm-hmm.
But Dabo is expected to be in the championship, round and playing for a title.
Yeah.
That's his expectation.
My number 5, I'm going with Napier in Florida.
That's a good one.
You talking about Virginia Tech starving.
Mm-hmm.
Florida is unheard of. Like, they're not even do we even talk about Florida now with SEC? It's all Texas. It's all Georgia.
Which is crazy because they put out absurd amount of defensive players, but they haven't had a good quarterback in a long time. And really, this Lagway is their guy. So that's why I think they're hoping this. But the problem is that Florida has a brutal schedule.
Brutal. That's if you
They
if
maybe
you-
have the hardest, top 3 hardest.
that's the if some signature sounds from TJ Squared, hearing Chris say brutal is one of those things.
It's brutal and crucial.
And crucial. That's right. All right, Joey.
JB, my number 5, I'm gonna go with Chris's old man's. One of the very few that has beaten a Saban team with Saban on the sideline. Hugh Freeze.
Oh, old Hugh Freeze. That's right. He's at
Yeah,
Auburn,
now.
right?
He's at Auburn. This is going to be his 3rd year.
Okay.
I think it's just the boosters are like, okay, you've had 2 recruiting seasons of your own guys completely. We want to see a decent product that can maybe get us to 9 or 10 wins.
Okay. All right. Who you got number 4?
JB, number 4, I'm gonna go with the Florida State Seminoles.
Oh, Norvell.
Mr. Norvell. It was an embarrassment last year to fall off the cliff, completely fall into the pit that's on 300 after you were screwed out of going to the playoff.
2-12 or 2-10? Then
2-10. And remember they lost on that first because they were like in Ireland first week.
Yeah.
Yes, they were.
In week 0, and then they got
Georgia
upset
Tech.
at the time. And then remember everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, this is," and it ends up that wasn't even an upset really.
Yeah.
That was just how it was supposed to be.
And they lost to Memphis, and it just went downhill.
Yeah, that's not good.
With Joey Mans, that he predicted would win a Heisman about 4 years ago
I
at the
sure
helm.
did, JB.
That guy just ruined teams.
He was pretty good at Oregon State though.
Oregon State, he wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Don't know why he just ain't stay there. I don't know. Maybe because he left the Pac-10, Pac-12, whatever. All right. For me at number 4, I'm going with Luke Fickell
Oh, Fickell.
in Wisconsin. Badgers.
I think that
Steadily looking up at the big boys in the Big Ten, and I'm quite sure the cheeseheads in Wisconsin aren't happy about it.
I will go with and also JB with them. Remember, they always had the opposite side of the big dogs, so
I know.
they could skate a little bit and have
That was just a crapshoot in the Big Ten.
Now it's much harder. I'm gonna go with Joey. I'm gonna go Norvell. He's 30 and 21. He had one really good year. They live or die by the portal. We've seen that now on the good and the bad. So I'll go him. Next one, I've got Brent Venables, the Oklahoma coach.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy who hasn't really done a ton there.
Nothing.
Great defensive mind. Nobody's questioning.
Joey's like nothing.
Nothing.
He's only had one 10-win season in 3 years at Oklahoma. That's unacceptable there. Especially because you keep putting out big time guys. Last year, they had that quarterback, Arnold, I think. He's at Auburn, I think.
They got. I think their new quarterback is supposed to be, a game changer this year. Whoever's coming in, they get the kid from Washington State. I'm not.
But that Mateer, when we get to our top 10 quarterbacks, he's definitely going to be on most people's list.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a gamer.
Mm-hmm. All right. I got Nor. You know what? No, I have Kelly here. Joey's man's.
Ooh.
No way, JB. Ain't no way.
He under pressure, Joey. He under pressure.
That's the pressure.
Ain't
He
no
went
way.
to LSU because he felt that he could win a title easier there than at Notre Dame.
More resources.
He left the 11-1 Notre Dame team, Joey.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
he
looking up to Georgia, Bama,
And Notre Dame.
Yeah.
and Notre Dame.
Yes, he is.
Yep. And
Yes.
and they got Clemson in week 0 this year. It's gonna be a good game.
Yes, it will be.
Clemson is loaded this year.
Yep. All right.
JB.
Joey.
Number 3, I'll put Venables there.
Old Venables.
Got the minute.
You're at a storied program. You came from a outstanding program where you were the best assistant coach, and you've done nothing since you've been there. Nothing.
He's always got the wide eyes, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He has like almost
I
a skeleton.
see nothing.
I'm thinking maybe he's just a coordinator and not the number 1 guy.
That's what it looks like. We'll see. This is a big year. You got your quarterback now. We'll see.
Big year. Yes.
All
Number
right,
2,
Joey, you got number
JB. I will go out to Southern California as well,
2.
Ooh.
and I will put Mr. Riley there.
Wow.
Mr. Riley, you had one of the most electrifying college football players in a long time. It was exciting out there, and you still can't find a defense that can stop anyone. And now you're just losing. You're losing games that you once were favored to win easily. Maybe you're only a coordinator as well, sir. Just maybe.
Here, I have Norvell here. Can't beat Florida State coming off a season where you were 1 injury away from about to play in the college playoff and go 2-10. You can't do that.
Oh my goodness.
You can't
Wheels.
do that.
He's of all the guys on here that we've said
Yes.
that actually maybe getting fired. Like these other guys we're saying have pressure because most of these guys are on pretty good teams. He's actually has a chance to be fired, I would say.
Yes.
Dabo, for my top 10 list, Dabo was the only one that appears on our under pressure to win list.
I'm going to say right here, Joey, if you don't like him at 3,
Kelly too. Kelly as well.
If you don't like him at 3 on JB's, you're not going to like him at 2. I'm going to go Kelly. He in the same kind of way as Dabo, if you're just skating by and getting into bowl games and you're not getting into, that's another one where it's like Clemson, that's unacceptable for what they've hired you for. Unfortunately, you've had now a couple years to kind of build your program. You got a first-round talent quarterback. So this is your year to kind of get there. So I feel like LSU is going to be good this year and there's higher expectations. So he has to win, I would say.
Yeah.
And then number 1, a guy who's, for me, and Joey is a huge hater on this guy for one reason. He can't get it done in the huge games. This is a guy who gets his team right there on the cusp every year, but he cannot put them over the top. And even last year, they get to the semifinals and get knocked out.
Yeah.
James Franklin for me.
Ooh, Chris.
James
Ow.
Franklin,
Oh.
the pressure to
Oh,
put himself into that really upper echelon of guys who need to win, and he's kind of the best coach right now that hasn't won one. Feel like Dan Lanning his time is coming, but Franklin's been there longer, been closer.
Okay.
So he's my guy.
oh.
All right. I'm going with Venables. Can't be at Oklahoma, one of the most storied programs in college football history. And
You're winning 6-7 games a year.
Yeah, it's not
No
it's
way.
not acceptable.
10,
That's not
you
acceptable.
got to win 10 games a year at Oklahoma.
Absolutely. Every
Even
year.
if you are in the SEC, it's just
Yeah,
how it
Even
is.
even if. You're absolutely correct.
Your school chose to move you there, so step up. All right, Joey. Last pick. Who you got number one?
JB, Chris, the number one pick goes to the most stubborn head coach in college football, Dabo.
I knew this was coming.
Dabo.
Big Dabo has the most pressure to win.
JB, what have you done for me lately?
You think he has more pressure than James Franklin?
He just
Yes.
Joey.
I think Franklin's safe. I think
Joey.
Franklin's safe.
Joey, he just made it to the college football playoff as a wild card.
JB. And
No, he won. He beat SMU. They beat SMU in the
Yeah.
ACC championship.
barely.
But they did.
They definitely did. Dabo has not been the same since the golden child left to be drafted number one. What has he done since he left?
I think this year is the first year since the golden child left that he comes into the season with a Heisman candidate.
If he doesn't win 10 games, he should be fired.
He's gonna win 10 games, Joe.
I would agree
If he
with that,
doesn't,
Joey, because this year, if you look at that roster, there's very few teams in the country that are going to be able to stack up, and you're only talking a handful of teams that are able to stack up with them as far as just walking off the bus, and they haven't had that type of team. And yeah, I could say he's been behind as far as being able to enter the transfer portal and do all that. He's been stubborn in that way, and so that has hurt him. I feel like this year he has adjusted a little bit. Maybe he's hearing, maybe the noise is getting to him. I would say, yeah, if he doesn't win with this year's roster, he actually would be on the hot seat.
Final four.
That season.
He's got to get to the semifinals or he should be fired.
I mean, because you've got probably a first-round quarterback. You've got multiple guys on the defensive side that are first-rounders. You have a wide receiver that's most likely a first- or second-rounder. You finally got guys that are legit first-round level guys. He just hasn't had first-round level talent on the offensive side in forever.
That's his fault.
Some of that is his fault because at Clemson, even when Alabama was a little down, they still were putting out first-round guys every year.
Yes.
So it wasn't a recruiting thing. It wasn't a coaching thing. Because the guys just maybe weren't playing as well. Dabo kind of lost his way a little bit. And I mean, it is hard to do. I mean, we see with Georgia's dominating, but it's not like they're just, I mean, they're falling off a little bit from 2 or 3 years ago. So it is hard to stay on top.
It's definitely hard. But
so,
when you're,
I mean,
when
not a
you're
lot
the
of guys.
reason,
the problem is that he's falling behind Saban, but pre-Saban, there was nobody doing that. I mean, there were guys who were competing every year, but there weren't many guys who were consistently staying great for more than 4 or 5 years, right?
That's a long
Saban's
time
the only
ago.
guy who's been able to do it for more than 6-7 years at a time.
Yeah.
And so Dabo kind of is going up against the pressure of Saban a little bit because he was the first guy who kind of came in and beat him at his own game. But Saban at least was able to pivot, as JB says.
That's what made him so great because he could.
But you're talking about the greatest coach of all time, probably.
Yeah, he is. But he also beat the greatest coach of all time twice.
True, but
Twice.
I mean, I don't think he gets fired because that program's just probably most likely not going to fire him because of what he's brought to Clemson?
Was not getting fired, Joey.
He would have to be
disagree.
really bad for a
I
long
disagree.
time.
If he doesn't get to if I see a young stud out in Arizona who's leading a dead program to the playoffs, I'm doing whatever I can to
You
get
talking about
that guy.
Dillingham?
Joey,
Yes, I am.
look at how many years Harbaugh was just pretty good in Michigan. And Dabo's done more than
Harbaugh's
him.
different. Harbaugh's different. Harbaugh got a team to the freaking Super Bowl. I'm gonna give Harbaugh all the freaking time.
Dabo won a national championship.
Yes, but what have you done for me lately? What have you? But
What did
he's been
Harbaugh
bad.
ever do for Michigan before when he finally won?
Clemson they've been bad, Chris. They have not been that level since the Golden Boy left.
There's
Not
only
even
one
close.
team in college football that has that level of sustained talent and
It doesn't matter.
heights.
He's held to a different standard now, and he's failing. When he fails, he's got to go.
Even Ohio State fell off a little bit.
And Ryan Day, I was calling for his job last year.
But Ryan Day hasn't done what Dabo is. If Ryan Day was doing what he did last year in the Dabo era, he wouldn't even have made the playoffs. He wouldn't even have made the championship because he snuck in the back door and then made a run.
Well, he didn't really sneak. He didn't sneak in the
They
back
were
door.
an 8 seed. They were an 8 seed, Joey.
But everybody had them in.
But they wouldn't have gotten in.
They wouldn't have. They did. And
you get what I'm saying is that it's not like Ryan Day is Ryan Day's teams right now are not playing at Clemson's level of just domination. They're not.
Clemson's level of domination when the Golden Boy was there.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
What have they done since?
Daniel Jones 2.0 was there.
What have they done since?
What I'm saying is very few people stay at that level of height forever. Only Saban did. That's it. One guy.
It doesn't matter.
You're just ready to fire anyone that's not Saban.
If they are, that's probably true. But if that program has regressed.
But everybody does.
But Joey, you said they regressed, but as of last year, they started to make a comeback.
Slightly, yes, they did.
Slightly?
They did.
JB is because they're not
ACC championship and went to the college football playoff.
Because they're not where they once were like 6 years ago.
That quarterback had stats, like I told you before. That QB last year had stats that he had stats better than the Golden Boy.
Exactly.
Anybody else with his stats last year was either a Heisman winner or a Heisman finalist.
Yeah.
He's the only one who fell outside of that ever with those numbers.
It ain't good enough.
And he's coming back. He's coming back with a roster loaded.
They are loaded, Joey.
If they don't get to the Final Four, get me Ken Dillingham on that phone. Get me Ken Dillingham on that phone immediately.
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Give me Dillingham. Yes.
I'm not even a Dabo guy, but like I feel like Dabo's got to really run that program into the like it's like Belichick, where Belichick had to have like 5 or 6 really poor years in order to get fired. I feel like he's gonna have a bigger leash than most guys. Because Clemson pre-Dabo was just pretty good. They were never elite.
They were never here. You're absolutely correct.
He brought them to this level of prominence, and still what we're talking about is a down year for them is 9 wins. Right?
True.
No, everyone else in this thing is no one else is 9 wins. Like Virginia Tech would be killing for 9 wins every year.
True. Very, very true.
There's only probably 10 teams in football that win 10 games, 9 plus every year.
True.
This is my first time seeing the number 1 ranked junior in the country.
He's only won double-digit. He's only had double-digit wins in like 13 of his last 14 seasons.
Yeah. Gone. That's unacceptable. We're not talking Venables.
Get him out of here.
We're not talking Brent Venables here or Lincoln Riley.
True. Very, very true. Very true.
You treating the NCAA coaches like the NBA treats their coaches.
Oh, yeah.
NBA champion, get out of here.
Oh, you were right about that. You were right about that. First conference finals in 25 years. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
You got a point, JB. They had mentioned. I think I heard Windhorst say the other day the last 5 NBA coach of the years have all been fired. All been fired. Maybe I am being a little bit too tough on
you
Clemson.
are.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. It's getting late early.
It's getting late early.
Oh my goodness.
Get him out of here.
It's time to buy and sell. Are we ready to buy and sell? All right, here we go. Buying and selling. Are you buying and selling the top players in the world struggling at the U.S. Open?
Ooh.
Are we buying or selling that?
What I've heard is that how we talked about this is the hardest course maybe ever. I'm gonna say buy. It looks like it's just I'm going buy. It's just a brutal course, and this is what we want to see. We want to see the guys struggling. We don't want to see.
I don't want to see him struggle, messing up my fantasy stats.
Oh well, yeah, true. Buttons doesn't care. He's impartial right now because he didn't pick a sport.
Hey, CB said Buttons nutted.
Yeah, so he doesn't care. He's just looking for good golf this week.
He didn't pull a Joey.
Joey shows up in the majors.
Yes, I do.
That's what I said. He's like the live guys. He'll show up
right
in the
there.
majors.
I'm right there.
4 out of 30 events.
He's there. He's locked in on the majors.
I'm
He
right
set
there.
the lineup. Okay.
I'm right there.
I got you.
Joey, you buying or selling?
I will also buy this. This course has clearly been tiger proofed.
Tiger proof.
Tiger proof. That's what they
But
call it.
they moved the courses. It's not the same course every year for these events.
No,
right?
for the
They
US Open,
tiger
I think
proofed
it's
them all,
always
JB.
changed.
They tiger proofed all of them within the last.
All
20 years.
the US Open is always hard. They always have a hard US Open.
Okay.
Or they should. That's their thing. They're all
Playing too, man. I'm looking at I looked at like, goodness gracious. Like,
well, the rough, like if you look at the rough, it's like knee high, some of that.
Oh, boy.
It's like basically they said, like, if you're not hitting it in the fairway, you're done.
done. That's not good. Nope. All right.
Wonder what
Next
we would
one.
shoot there.
Pacers winning the NBA championship. Are you buying or selling, Chris?
Sell. I'm still
Chris is
selling.
getting in there. Chris he's selling. He's selling. He still believes that the OKC Thunder will win.
Still believe. Yeah, I'm still believing.
All right. Joey.
I'm buying it, JB.
Oh.
I'm
buying it. They have a path to win the championship.
They definitely have a path. You're up 2 games to 1 with 1 left to play at your house. You got a path.
Scrappy team with a great coach.
They do have a great coach. I'll tell you that.
Great coach.
And that's
older.
Going from Dabo to this other great coach,
Mark Mulder.
The one thing about him is you got to appreciate he is not scared to play his players.
No, he's not.
No.
Right? I mean, you see Ben Shepherd out there getting time and Thomas Bryant getting time.
That's crazy. That's what got Tibbs fired. You got Thomas Bryant getting time and hitting threes. You mean to tell me you can't try somebody else?
Get over it.
Thomas Bryant got Tibbs fired.
Thomas
Bryant got Tibbs fired.
Bryant got Tibbs fired.
Yes,
okay.
He did.
All right. Here's a good one for you. It's a 2-parter. First one, are you buying or selling Cam Ward being the 2nd pick in our dynasty draft? You buying or selling?
Based on
I'm buying, JB.
You buy
I'm buying.
It's Hot Rod. He's a wild card. He's a wild card anyway. Sell. I think he goes. I think
I
he
can
has
tell
to go
you
running back.
right now. Sell.
I think he's got to go running back.
He's selling. All right, and then Joey taking Ashton Jeanty.
Are you trying to set me up to show my hand, JB?
Fantasy draft. You don't have to answer. Chris, are you buying or selling? Joey taking Ashton Jeanty.
Oh, the question more is how long is it gonna take Joey to
I'm
put
almost
that
at my final decision, Chris.
Because it's 100% buying. He's taking him. I'm wondering how long the clock runs for. Is he gonna sprint it up right away and meet Goodell? He's gonna, boom.
I'm waiting to see what time I'm going to get that text from JB.
JB, come on, dude. What are you doing? You know you're taking Jeanty.
I wonder when that text is going to come.
I'm not saying anything until the pick is posted. I am not adding any extra commentary. I am just going to post the pick and go and tell the next person they're on the clock.
There it is, Joey. You wait it out, see if there's any offer. You would have to be blown away to not.
Well, if I had to answer, sell.
Right.
I have not decided yet.
Oh my God.
Look at the old smoke screen.
I tell you what, I'm selling your answer. Sell your answer, Joey. There's no freaking way that you're going to pass on Ashton Jeanty.
No way.
The
only player that you can pass on Ashton Jeanty for is Cam Ward. At this point, because we're in a super flex dynasty, that would be the only guy that I would say, oh, I understood.
JB, the war room we've been analyzing we've analyzed everything.
He's breaking down. He's got film he's watching.
It's been very, very busy.
Y'all busy? Okay. They busy?
Very, very
okay.
busy.
All right. Here's Chris, are you buying or selling?
A Joey's pick?
Yeah.
Oh, you buy for sure. He's definitely.
Yeah, I'm buying too. It's locked in.
We will see.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. I tell you what, if the odds right now were for you to pick Jeanty, it'd be a minus 3,000.
Well, remember last year, Frankie, for some weird reason, maybe because he thought he was good at quarterback, didn't take Caleb Williams. He took Marvin Harrison. Remember that opened the door for a bunch of other trades that never happened.
Yeah.
And then
Paladin just sitting there just like, I got this, him and C Double just
and wait until that clock is hitting 20.
I'm sure at 8:00, Joey, you will be getting an offer from C Double. I pretty much can guarantee it. If he don't send you an offer for that first pick, I would be surprised.
Yeah, it's gonna be lowballed for sure.
Oh my God, yeah, it'll be. Yeah, you can have my pick in a bag of crackers.
Let's just swap picks, and then I'll give you a fourth.
Yeah, in a bag of crackers or something. All right.
He's like, you can also have a banana. I always see you eating them on the show. I'll give you.
Yep, in a year supply of protein drinks. All right, here's the last one. No, Chris will appreciate this. U.S. men's soccer is the second. They have the second highest chance to win the Gold Cup. Are you buying? Mexico? I don't know. Mexico was number one.
Yeah.
U.S. is number two. And I forgot where I looked, but it was on one of the betting spots. They had them at like a plus 500 in Mexico, like a plus 280, something like that.
Oh boy. Okay.
Chris, you buying or selling U.S. men's national team, who just got smacked by Switzerland, I heard, winning. How about this? A top 3 finish in the Gold Cup. You buying or selling?
Top three, I'm buying. I'm sell on the win. I feel like right now I don't trust them at all. Hopefully, I'm just worried they can turn it around because next year, that's the World Cup. That's on our
Be here in the
soil.
States.
That's on our soil. Ain't nobody everyone plays better in their home soil, obviously.
Yeah.
So you cannot be. But the one plus is they've lost 4 straight, but they haven't been playing their main guys. So
true.
That is the one idea. Is like, okay, yeah, you're getting these guys, these younger guys, some experience as far as playing at the world level, but that also shows we just don't have a bench that can compete with some of these other bigger teams.
The Knicks of world soccer.
Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like it.
They get the coach fired.
Thibodeau's trying to get that U.S. men's coach.
I would give it to him.
Hard nosed.
Hey, here's a funny thing though. If the World Cup is next year in 2026, it will be easy to get tickets because nobody from overseas is coming.
Oh, yeah. True.
If I was them, I wouldn't even take the chance. Didn't the VP say he was going to get people when they came?
Oh, yeah.
He did say that before.
Which is ridiculous.
For the World Cup. He said, yeah, we're going to get folks coming for the World Cup. Just FYI.
Oh my goodness. They're going to start. Well, this is the and stuff aspect of our show. The club, the FIFA Club World Cup starts this Saturday.
Okay.
And ICE is going to be helping out with security.
Oh man.
The FIFA Club World Cup.
Yes.
Are any U.S. clubs playing in that?
Yes. Seattle and the Seattle Sounders, and I gotta look.
Is the one Messi playing in it? Messi's team not playing?
Miami's in it too. Matter of fact, that's where they think they're going to get them because ICE is going to be in Miami.
Is Messi going to play?
I believe Messi is.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that FIFA. That's good that we got U.S. teams playing on it. I like that.
This is the first time. I don't know. Well, Chris would know more. I don't know if the U.S. teams have played. I'm assuming they've played it before, but this is the first time that
I think they have played. I think they have played it before, but
yes,
I don't know how.
U.S. is hosting this summer.
U.S. is hosting it. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they probably gonna play in D.C.
It's just so messed up because they're being profiled. I was talking to Alice about this. They're profiling them and they're just baiting them. Oh yeah, we're gonna be hosting. We're gonna have a game in Miami. But then they also said,
you're
able to prove that you are here legally. Are you kidding me right now?
Come on.
Instead of cheese, it's soccer.
Come on,
my goodness! Can you profile someone anymore?
All right,
Soccer's the bait.
Are you buying or selling, Joey?
JB, I'm going to buy because my heart is with U.S. soccer. My heart is with them. I've been brokenhearted a lot.
What about your spirit, though?
His spirit's broken. He already told me. He said, JB, my spirit is broken.
Spirit is broken.
Your heart is with U.S. soccer. My spirit is just broken.
This is not a good time for U.S. men's soccer. It's always a great time for U.S. women's soccer, but men's soccer, is not. I guess it's better to be bad now than be bad next summer.
Yeah, true.
We are going to be hosting, but we are going through a rough patch right now, and we have to.
Maybe they play this way because they don't want to show their hand for next summer. Because they already playing the World Cup.
They're already qualified. You're already qualified. So
yeah, you don't have to qualify there.
So just play the younger guys.
Chris would know more, but I don't know of a time in modern World Cup times where the host country did not make it to the knockout stage. Right now, if I had to bet my money today, we are not making it to the
only one was, I don't think Qatar did.
Oh my gosh. Now you would understand that they're Qatar,
Yeah.
Qatar, whatever.
But I mean, you have Mexico, Canada, and US, so it'll be 3 because all 3 of them are the host country.
And they're in three different groups, right?
Yeah, it's all.
Okay.
So all 3 of those teams are getting in automatically.
They're all automatic.
They're all in.
Oh, okay. How do they work that one out? That's cool.
It's just they.
Well, I guess because most are all coming from the same.
We've got to make it
to CONCACAF or whatever is the same.
Gabby, do what, Joey?
We have to make it, JB. We
Joey,
have the players.
Joey,
we do. I don't.
You already know what's going to happen, Joey. They're going to put the U.S. with the best 3 other
group
teams.
Of freaking death. They always do. They always do.
It'll be like Spain.
Yes, they are.
Like Spain, France, and then like a decent African team.
African team, the best African team gonna be in it.
Because of our freaking politics, they're gonna get
maybe the best South America, France, Spain, Argentina.
Yes,
U.S.
Watch it. Thanks a lot, FIFA. You're so corrupt anyway.
Oh, my goodness. All right, Joey. I'm buying. U.S. team should be able to do well. If they don't, I guess it won't be too worrisome because they got a whole year to get ready for the World Cup. Next year would be crazy. When's the World Cup again? Is it in summer or the fall?
That's it's June. It's basically like a year. It's June 15th, so it's pretty much actually literally a year.
Right after school.
Wow, it's gonna be crazy.
Right after school's over.
I know. I went to when I was in Panama this summer, and the U.S. was playing Panama. And they were playing in the U.S., right? Last summer. What was that? That was what tournament was that last summer?
For the U.S., that was the one with like all of like Argentina was in it. That's the one Argentina won and everybody was going crazy.
Matter of fact, we lost to Panama.
You lost.
No, I'm saying that because I was in Panama when they lost.
It's like the Euro. It's their Euros. It's the South America or the Americans version.
So it's not called a Euro Cup. It was called the Copa.
It's the Copa.
Yeah.
It's like Euros version of.
Yeah. Soccer got so much stuff. It's hard to keep up with all the soccer stuff.
We lost because of a dumb penalty by one of our young players. Oh my gosh.
All I know is but my tour guide was, he was like, yeah, we playing y'all tomorrow and blah, blah, blah. And they were watching in the restaurant beside the hotel. They were all cheering and stuff. So, yeah. Okay.
That was, So, I mean, and you got, so winter, were we doing the show last time the Winter Olympics were on or no?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think.
Because that would have been the 4 years ago, right?
Yeah, because didn't the Olympics get canceled or something must have happened.
Well, so no, were we doing it? Did we do the show? When was our first year?
I think 21.
Oh, so it would have been the year. It would have been right after the Olympics because the Olympics is 26. No, would we have been there?
Look at the Winter Olympics.
It would have been 22 then, right?
For the
last Olympics in Beijing. Were we doing the show then? Probably.
The last Winter Olympics was 2022.
When did our first show start?
Let's see, 22, 23, 24, 25. I believe our first show started right
during
it started when this ended because we started almost right around NCAA tournament that year.
Yeah, I remember tournament time.
I can look at
we started in 21. So we were doing it because 21 was Baylor. That was the year you killed it, JB, right?
Baylor, Gonzaga.
Maybe. Let's see.
Because the next year was Kansas. That's when Kansas and Carolina. We had already started then.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So we had done.
I'm looking at first thing I pulled up episode 151, and I said me and you are working. I said when the imbecile shows. Hold on, let me look at this studio.
Well, yeah, because I'm wondering because the Olympics is also that winter is next.
Content. So
I remember you were picking Baylor. You were the one who picked Baylor. That had to be right in the beginning.
You know what? Yeah, our first episode was a 2-hour premiere. Who would have known all our shows last a lot longer than that anyway?
Yeah.
Our first episode was published because remember we recorded them and I kind of edited them.
Yeah.
Was in 2021.
So we were doing the Olympics.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that. Do you? I don't remember that.
I don't remember talking about the Olympics.
I'm sure we'll get into some of the weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like, what event can you most likely do?
Yeah.
In the Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
All of us are doing skeleton or luge.
Yeah. All right, Joey, is that time for how'd you do last week, Joey? Did you win anything?
Unfortunately, I didn't win anything, JB.
Okay. All right. What's up? What's the lock for the week?
But I think I got something.
Okay, you got something. Got something cooking.
You keep picking the Valkyrie, I feel like.
Yeah, I did pick against them a couple times, yes.
2 weeks in a row you picked against them.
They keep covering the spread, huh?
Yes.
Right. Joey, I'm just letting you know, Luke Littler, World Cup of Darts this weekend.
I was looking at that, Chris.
The World Cup of Darts.
I was looking at it.
Only on CJ Squared.
That's right.
The World Cup of Darts. Is that like the actual big the big tournament? I'm assuming.
From what I see, it's countries versus countries.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
you got to go. All England, baby.
Oh, I'm definitely sprinkling some of that into the big boy, Chris.
You said, Chris, why you put this stuff into his mind?
It's already sprinkled in there, JB.
I feel like that's your thing, is you always got to sprinkle one dart play in.
Absolutely. I always look. I always look. So our
World Cup of Darts.
Our lock is a 3-legger. And it's all about tomorrow night's
Luke Littler and Luke Humphreys teaming up.
Oh, the Lukes.
Luke squared.
Luke squared.
All game 4 finals. 3-legger. Let's start with the Thunder money line.
Oh, Thunder money line. I know one thing. The Luke Littler and Luke Humphreys seem to look like they're locks to win it. They are the world's.
Yeah.
They're on the England team.
Okay. Yeah.
And they are ranked 1 and 2 in the world.
Lock it in.
There it is, Joey.
I got
OKC money line. Okay.
OKC money line. I got
Seattle. All right, Chris. Are they favored again?
They're favored again.
They're favored by 6.
Have they been favored every game?
Yeah.
Bookmakers are like, they still are in disbelief.
Right.
They're like, yeah, I'm going. They're like, they're riding it out with me.
As they should.
Joey, the U.S. team is favorite. They're the 13th seed in darts.
Joey.
I
saw the U.S. team there.
I think the United Kingdom has the world of darts on lock. The top 4 seeded teams are England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. They're the top 4 teams.
They're just do not go play darts in those countries.
You better not.
The Netherlands is 5th. Belgium is 6th. Germany is 7th. Ireland is 8th. Poland is 9th. Canada is 10th. Sweden is 11th. Austria is 12th. And the U.S. is 13th.
13th.
Is there any African or South American countries?
Not even one.
I was looking at, I didn't see any, yeah.
Hold on. If you could think about it, there are 2 African countries.
South Africa.
Morocco.
South Africa, you know that's gonna be one of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for the next one? Next one, you would never guess. You would never guess. It's a country. It's a country that's so small you wouldn't even. You can't even.
Liberia.
It's probably considered. It's more. It's probably considered more European, but I think it should be more African.
Or European. Tunisia.
Egypt.
Nope. Gibraltar.
Gibraltar, the Rock.
Yeah. It's actually a country. It's like real bitty right there, small.
Okay.
Don't bet them, Joey.
Yeah. I don't think I did. I'm about to look though.
They won results. Results are in. Let me see. US. The US lost to Hong Kong. Yeah. Ireland beat Gibraltar. You got it's no South American teams there.
Okay.
They don't
None.
play
It's one African team too. But South Africa, of course, it would be the one.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. I'm sorry, Joe. What's the line? You got OKC money line. What else?
Siakam to score 20 plus.
Siakam 20 plus.
And lastly, in this 3-legger, it's going to be TJ McConnell to have 4+ assists.
Chris's boy.
There we go.
McConnell 4 assists. All right. What is it? What's the number?
3, 6, 8.
They must do not like McConnell or Siakam with one of those that they don't like.
One of them, yes.
Okay. All right. What's the big boy?
8. The big boy, JB, is a 10-legger.
Jesus Christ.
10-legger at plus 3271.
Okay, then we're getting back to what a really big boy is. All right, so what you got going on?
JB, Chris, I centered the majority of this on the World Cup of dart throwing.
Chris, see what you done.
Hey, you gotta. I mean, you gotta just ride that out. It's the World Cup,
and
all
this
right.
is.
Come on, let's go with it.
This is all money line.
Money line, okay, Mr. Moneyline time.
All of it,
Mr.
There we are.
Moneyline.
Let me
He's in the
just check
building.
something.
There he is. It's Mr. Moneyline.
Dolphins. Hold on. Let me check something really quick. Make sure I got this right. Where did I get that bet from? Where in the world did I get that bet? Is it that? There we go. There we go. Oh, okay. All right.
There we go.
All right. Our first 7 legs, all money line. World Series of darts. I have France defeating Lithuania, money line.
France money line. Okay.
Chinese Taipei against India.
Taiwan.
Chinese money line.
Money line.
Yep.
Canada versus Denmark. Canada money line.
Canada, eh?
USA.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Taking on Bahrain. USA money line.
There we go. Showing that
South
pride.
Africa. South Africa taking on Norway. South Africa money line.
Oh.
Finland taking on Argentina. There's a South American team, Chris.
Okay, yeah, that would be one. That would be the one.
Finland. I don't know if Messi is throwing, so I'm going to definitely take Finland.
Messi's probably out.
Messi wants to kick it to the border. He'll probably get it as close to the bullseye as he possibly can, because that's how great he is. But I'm going to take Finland.
He's got to be careful on the drop, though, and go right in his foot.
Croatia.
Sorry, FIFA. I'm playing in the World Cup of darts. I'm playing it. I need another World Cup win.
He does need another one.
Build his
That's gonna put him
resume up.
even further. Taking on the Swiss, Croatia money line.
Ooh, the Swiss.
Now, my next three, we're gonna go to the Australia Rugby League.
Oh yeah.
The first matchup, I'm going to take the Manly Sea Eagles.
Manly, how's that spelled?
Manly.
Oh, geez.
To defeat the Gold Coast Titans.
Money line.
Money line.
Manly money line.
All right.
The Newcastle Knights are taking on the Sydney Roosters. I'll take the Roosters. Money line.
Give them the Roosters.
And lastly, the North Queensland Cowboys are taking on the Dolphins.
Oh, Cowboys versus Dolphins? You got to go Cowboys.
Oh, yes, we do. Oh, you got to tell
like to hear that. That's C
You
double.
got to tell your cousin, JB.
C double. You know C double is going to be.
And you got to tell Hop because tell them we're going Dolphins. Money line.
Dolphins.
The Dolphins are going to actually beat the Cowboys for
There we go. Turn that frown upside down, C double.
All right, here we go with the lock at plus 368. We got OKC money line. We got Siakam 20 plus and McConnell 4 assists. And then for is a plus 368. And then for the big boy at a plus 3271. And the World Cup of Darts, we got France money line, Chinese Taipei money line, Old Canada money line, the US of A money line.
Happy birthday, Trump.
South Africa money line, Finland money line, and Croatia money line.
Tony Kukoc is supposed to be there.
Oh, okay. Making an appearance, huh?
Okay, all right. And then in the world of Australian rugby, we got Manly money line, we got Sydney money line, and I don't know if you gave me the name of the Dolphins, but is it the Gold Coast Newcastle? What Dolphins name?
The Dolphins are just Dolphins.
There's no name of the.
No name.
There's no.
They are taking on the North Queensland Cowboys.
The Dolphins are.
They're just not even from anywhere.
It says Dolphins.
Okay, this is.
Hey, we're just Dolphins, mate.
Dolphins money line. There you go, people.
Speaking of that, JB, one of my most memorable football games as a kid, and I would like to know where you were watching it and who you were watching it with, was during your Cowboys dynasty. Of course, the
Thanksgiving game,
the Thanksgiving Day game. Was your cousin watching the game with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably would have choked him.
Did you go crazy when Leon Lett touched that football?
You really want to know what I did?
Yes, please tell us what you did.
I yelled at the television and I kept saying, "What the F are you doing?" That's what I kept. What are you doing? Of course, I was sitting there. I was cheering at first. Then I was like, "What?"
They blocked they blocked the field goal.
I was like,
"What?" So that was Stojanovic whose field goal was blocked. Absolutely.
In the same year, though, he got caught in the Super Bowl too. Then he won Super Bowl that year.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he got caught by Don Beebe.
And I will also never. I won't forget in that Thanksgiving game, Cowboys had, of course. I mean, they were just loaded everywhere. They were even loaded on special teams because Kevin Williams returned a punt in that Thanksgiving game.
I remember that.
And he slid. It was snowing. And he slid through the end zone. I thought that was so sweet when he slid through the end zone like that. That was a great game. That was a great game. Great game.
It was good memories. It's when the Cowboys actually were winning.
The best.
Anyway, it's getting late early.
Getting late early.
Big game tomorrow night, OKC, Indiana. Game 4, NBA Finals. Hope you're somewhere watching it because it could be one of those games that go down as a turning point, not only in this season, but for seasons to come. Because if Indiana wins the championship, they will be the favorite in the East next year. And they still might be if they don't win the championship.
I mean, I would say with Boston hurt, unless there's a move with Giannis or KD or something like that, there probably will be.
Yeah.
Because they're just deep and solid.
If KD comes to the Knicks, now if Giannis comes to the Knicks, New York boy, they're gonna be going crazy in New York, going bing bong.
There'll be a lot of bing bong being played.
A lot of bing bong.
Definitely.
A lot of bing bong. And if Giannis comes to New York,
that team would be gutted. Oh,
gutted. Be gutted, huh?
Just like the Dame Melo trade. So I would rather not have Giannis.
Yeah, but that's the problem with KD everywhere he goes is the team just gets like that's the thing with Giannis or KD is if you make a trade for either of those guys, you pretty much destroy the team behind them, and then they come in and they're not ever going to be able to carry a team.
Now,
I think KD's situation is
Houston could do that.
A little bit.
I think Houston has the assets to do that.
Houston probably could. I don't think.
I mean, they have the assets. I mean,
Spurs do too. Spurs.
I think Houston has better assets. Like Houston had a guy they drafted third this year, didn't even play, Reed Shepherd. They have the other boy who got drafted third a couple years ago who didn't play that much.
Yeah. Plus they still have draft picks.
I mean, you got 2 high draft picks and other draft picks that you can give up, and you still could keep Thompson and Şengün. You can even throw in Dylan, the villain, on that trade, to make room for KD. You still have Van Vliet. You still got Jalen Green. You still got Şengün. And you still got you still have Torrey Eason on your team.
Yeah, they've got good pieces there. So
they got assets.
Yeah, that's the problem that's the problem with KD everywhere he's gone. When they trade him to Brooklyn, they try to get those other two and build a super team. That team was destroyed of depth. Now you go to Phoenix, you don't have anybody else there. So it's like
anybody Bradley Beal there, and Bradley Beal didn't do crap.
I mean, Durant is still playing at an all NBA level, but I don't think he's at that peak anymore where he can just carry a decent, a pretty good team to a championship. He's not that guy anymore.
Just like LeBron, second team all NBA.
Like those guys need help, and if you're just gonna do, there's not many guys anyway. Jokic, I feel like is the only guy in the league that could take right now is shown to take a pretty decent roster, like an average roster. And even he struggles. We've seen him. He's not like he's doing it every year.
Right.
Denver need to get him an all NBA player on the team with him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jamal Murray's good, but Jamal Murray just is too up and down.
He ain't even made an all-star team ever.
No, he's never. But he's a
baller.
Yeah.
Especially in the playoffs, but never made an all-star team, which is crazy. It tells you how good the players are out west.
Right. That is very true.
I mean, you think about like the guards in the West.
I know.
He's behind Luka, Shea,
Steph.
Ja may not be better than him, but he's going to always get voted in if he plays.
Right.
So I mean, because he's just a bigger name than him.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, fellas.
When is Game 5? Game 5 is it Monday or Sunday?
I believe.
I think is it Sunday? It might be.
It's on Monday.
So on Monday, I figured that 2-day break from OKC. Well, I think it gives a chance to to watch some U.S. Open this weekend and see which big names don't make the cut.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
I already wasted Rory once. I can't afford to waste Scotty.
Oh yeah,
that's a bummer.
Yeah,
I've got I just went almost all live guys.
Oh,
all live.
I'm wasting all those guys. I'm I'm firing the gun.
Yeah, exactly. You have the live guys.
All live.
It's because they're like Joey. They only play a couple tournaments.
What's the other majors that we have left after this?
You got
British
the
Open.
British or whatever that's called, the Open.
The Open Championship.
The Open that'll be the Open is sometime.
And then the
July maybe late July.
And then the PGA.
In the PGA Championship.
Yeah.
So those guys will you could easily get 3 plays with those guys this time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They'll be the 3 times Joey sets the lineup. All right.
Joey's got 3 tournaments
I
coming.
will definitely have them set.
Joey shows up for the big tournament.
Absolutely.
My goodness, man. Hey,
I heard there's a tournament going on here.
So what?
I heard there's a tournament going on here.
Yeah.